Alright, what's going on? What's going down? This is Hood Atheist. Alright, I decided to do another video today. Based off of this Amber Guyger trial. What a travesty. I don't even know what to say at this point. What I'm gonna say is, this is a perfect example of pure indoctrination. This is a perfect example of people believing in something that's not real. And when you come up as a kid and you've believed something for so long, it becomes real to you. It becomes something that's not fiction, but more of a fact. So we have this racist cop goes into another man's home and kills him based off of she saying that she thought that he was an intruder. All right? So that's not even the thing that got me. Sentencing day, right? So sentencing day comes, and you have one of the victim's family member asked to give the murderer, the woman that murdered his family member, he's asking for a hug. Listen, this is beyond insanity to me. This is beyond insanity to me. And you know what I was thinking? I said I should calm down. But you know what? I'm going to put my foot on the gas on this topic. I'm going to put my foot on the gas of the topic of God. I actually despise the thought of there being a God. Being that if you look at these children, cancer hospitals, and you see these things and you see it firsthand, you would know that there is impossible for there to be someone that you call a just God that's helping people to allow an innocent child to die. That in itself just blows my mind. So I'm going to get into that too one of these days. But I like to stick on the subject of the family member giving a hug to the murderer based off of him thinking that God would want him to do that. See, the reason why he did that is because the fear of him harboring any ill feelings toward her. Because he was taught as a kid that if he harbored ill feelings or any of those kind of, negative feelings towards anyone, that he wouldn't make it to heaven. He wouldn't make it to the so-called place where everybody wants to be. Wherever the hell that is. But shame on his mother for teaching him that, and for her not to do her research and collect information so she would know that there's not no God. See, the outcome on this case, to me, was all based off of the hug, the forgiveness. That was the outcome of that case. That showed the jurors, that showed the judge, that showed everyone that was involved that they should not have a harsh penalty for her. They should be more lenient, being that the families have forgiven them. Insane. If that was a regular civilian, that regular civilian would get 25 to life. Probably would die in prison, would watch family members in the outside world die off while he or she is serving life in prison. It's a travesty of justice if you really look at it. But the main point is that due to heavy indoctrination, it has showed that family that what that woman did was forgivable. And it wasn't. She killed them in cold blood. Here was a guy that was in his own apartment. And now we're not talking about just a regular person. You know, we can probably even take that from a regular person that they thought it was someone else's apartment. We're talking about someone that deals with conflict, that deals with conflict resolution. We're talking about these kind of people, which is the cops, law enforcement. She should have been way more smarter than that to use conflict resolution, to use her brain to think. Because if she would have sat and thought just for a second about the threat and to even survey the house that he was at, to understand that that wasn't even her apartment. So now, to me, that hug and those words that that kid gave, as far as saying that he forgives her because he figured that God would not forgive him for harboring any ill feelings toward this woman, which he should, which would be natural, because this was his family member that died in cold blood. An innocent family member that was minding his business. An innocent man that was killed. I mean, we can't get this life back. So what is the narrative now? What is the narrative? That he's up in heaven now eating ice cream? Fucking ridiculous. He's not. He's never coming back, because there is no heaven to go to. He is in the casket. He would never enjoy life again. And it's sad to say this story, you know, I watched this story from the beginning since last year. You know, this story bothered me very much so. And to see this display of just ignorance in this courtroom, for this kid to do that, and for his mother to not teach him the right way, to not do the proper research to understand that there is no God. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the sentencing. I'm disappointed in the years that this woman got. I'm disappointed in the whole fiasco of it. But what I'm going to say is that due to this family believing in God, I believe helped give this guilty law enforcement police officer a chance to get off the hook and lightening her sentence. I think if they would have showed more, let's say, more negative energy, let's say that, towards this guilty individual, not only they would have got justice, they would have got more time. And if you ask me, this is not real justice. And based off of this family believing in an entity that never existed and never will. I'll never cover this story again. Such a disappointment. This is Hood Atheist. Like, comment, subscribe, even hate. Over now.